The story of America is not written in ink, but in tire smoke and high-octane fuel. It is a story of restless spirits who refuse to stay put, and engineers who believed that enough power was just a starting point. Today, we go beyond the chrome and the paint. We honor the 20 titans that defined a nation's soul. These are the icons of the American dream. Number 20. The Ford Model T. Before 1908, the world was small, isolated, and slow. Henry Ford didn't just build a car, he broke the walls of distance. Under the hood sat a modest 2.9-liter four-cylinder engine, churning out just 20 horsepower. It topped out at 45 miles per hour, a speed that felt like warp drive to a world used to horses. But its true power was its price. By mastering the assembly line, Ford put the world on wheels. It was the car that taught humanity how to drive. Number 19. The Duesenberg Model J. If the Model T was for the people, the Duesenberg was for the gods. Introduced just before the Great Depression in 1928, it was an engineering marvel. It featured a massive 6.9-liter straight-eight engine with dual overhead cams, producing an earth-shattering 265 horsepower. It could hit 116 miles per hour when most roads were still dirt tracks. In an era of $50 cars, a doozy cost $20,000. It remains the ultimate symbol of American opulence. Number 18. The Willys MB Jeep. Born in the desperate fires of World War II, the Jeep was never meant to be beautiful. It was built to be unbreakable. With its Go Devil 2.2-liter engine and a revolutionary four-wheel drive system, it could climb mountains and cross rivers where no other vehicle dared. General Eisenhower called it one of the three tools that won the war. When the soldiers returned, they took their Jeeps to the wilderness, and the entire global culture of off-roading was born from its rugged DNA. Number 17. The Oldsmobile Rocket 88. In 1949, Oldsmobile dropped a bomb on the industry. They took a high-compression, overhead valve V8, the Rocket, and stuffed it into a lightweight body. This was the exact moment the muscle car was born. It dominated the early days of NASCAR, winning 10 out of the first 15 races. It proved that Americans didn't just want comfort, they wanted the violent, thrilling surge of straight-line acceleration. Number 16. The Cadillac Eldorado. The 1959 Eldorado is a rolling monument to the space age. It featured the tallest tail fins ever put on a production car, reaching toward the sky like a rocket ship. Powered by a smooth 6.4-liter V8, it was nearly 19 feet of chrome, leather, and luxury. It didn't just drive down the street, it floated like a yacht. It represented an era where America felt invincible, and everything was possible. Number 15. The 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. Ask a child to draw a classic car, and they will draw this. The 57 Bel Air featured the legendary 283 cubic inch V8, the first production engine to achieve 1 horsepower for every cubic inch of displacement. With its split brow, grille and chrome spears, it is a masterpiece of industrial design. It is the definitive Tri-5 Chevy, a car that captures the heart of 1950s rock and roll. Number 14. The Shelby Cobra. Carroll Shelby was a Texan with a grudge and a dream. He took a featherlight British chassis and jammed in a monstrous Ford 7-liter V8. The resulting 42.7 Cobra was a terrifying beast, producing 500 foot-pounds of torque in a car that weighed almost nothing. It was raw, it was loud, and it was built for one purpose, to hunt down and humiliate Enzo Ferrari on the world stage. Number 13. The 1963 Corvette Stingray. This car changed the Corvette from a cruiser into a legend. Designer Larry Shinoda gave it the famous split window, and the aggressive lines of a mako shark. Underneath, it featured a 5.4-liter V8 and independent rear suspension. It was the first American sports car that could look a European Ferrari in the eye and not blink. It remains, arguably, the most beautiful silhouette ever to emerge from Detroit. Number 12. The Pontiac GTO. In 1964, John DeLorean committed corporate heresy. He bypassed General Motors' ban on large engines in mid-sized cars, creating the GOAT. With a 6.4-liter V8 and a hood scoop that whispered of rebellion, the GTO officially ignited the muscle car wars. It was a street fighter in a tuxedo, and it changed the culture of the American teenager forever. Number 11. The Ford Mustang. Lee Iacocca's masterpiece. When the Mustang launched at the 1964 World's Fair, Ford hoped to sell 100,000 in a year. They sold 22,000 on the first day. It created the pony car segment, sporty, affordable, and endlessly customizable. Whether it was a straight six for cruising or a high-performance V8 for racing, the Mustang became the heart of Ford's global identity. Number 10. The 1968 Dodge Charger. This is the ultimate cinematic car. With its hideaway headlights and a menacing Coke bottle shape, the 68 Charger looked like a predator. But when equipped with the 7-liter, 42.6 Hemi V8, it was a force of nature. Immortalized by the movie Bullitt and later The Fast and the Furious, it is the definition of American Mopar muscle. Number 9. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro. The war between Ford and Chevy reached its peak in 1969. The Camaro ZL1 was a secret weapon, featuring an all-aluminum 7-liter V8 that was officially rated at 430 horsepower, but actually produced over 500. It was a purpose-built racer for the street. Today, a genuine '69 Camaro is one of the most coveted prizes in the automotive world. Number 8. The Plymouth Hemi Cuda. In the world of muscle, the Hemi Cuda is the holy grail. In 1970, Plymouth offered this E-body beast with the legendary 426 Hemi engine. It featured the shaker hood, an air intake that poked through the hood and vibrated with the engine's rhythm. It was loud, it was expensive, and it was the most aggressive machine of the golden era. Number 7. The Ford GT40. This is the car that changed history. After a failed business merger, Henry Ford II vowed to crush Ferrari. The GT40 was the weapon. Powered by a massive 7-liter V8, it was only 40 inches tall, but it carried the pride of an entire nation. It didn't just win at Le Mans, it swept the podium, winning 4 years in a row and proving that American engineering was second to none. Number 6. The 1977 Pontiac Trans Am. The muscle car was supposed to be dead by the late 70s, but the Trans Am didn't get the memo. With its T-top roof and the massive, screaming chicken, Firebird on the hood, it became a pop culture icon in Smokey and the Bandit. Its 6.6-liter V8 provided the soundtrack for a generation of rebels who refused to slow down. Number 5. The DMC DeLorean. The DeLorean is a story of ambition and tragedy. With its unpainted stainless steel body and gull-wing doors, it looked like it arrived from the future. While its 2.8-liter V6 was underwhelming, the Back to the Future franchise turned it into a legend. It remains a symbol of the bold, experimental spirit of the 1980s. Number 4. The Dodge Viper RT10. In the early 90s, Dodge went back to the Stone Age. No anti-lock brakes. No traction control. No roof. Just a massive 8-liter V10 engine derived from a heavy-duty truck, producing 400 horsepower. It was a Widowmaker that demanded total focus and respect. It was the last of the analog monsters, a pure connection between man and machine. Number 3. The Ford F-Series. We cannot talk about America without the F-150. For over 40 years, it has been the best-selling vehicle in the country. It is the backbone of the workforce. Whether it is hauling steel to a construction site or taking a family to the lake, the F-Series is the literal engine that keeps the American economy moving. Number 2. The Tesla Model S. The car that proved the future didn't have to be boring. The Model S Plaid can hit 60 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds, using tri-motor technology to produce over 1,000 horsepower. It redefined what we thought was possible, proving that American innovation could lead the world into the electric age without losing the soul of performance. Number 1. The Chevrolet Corvette C8. For 70 years, the Corvette was a front-engine icon. But in 2020, Chevy finally moved the engine to the middle, creating a true American supercar. The Z06 variant features a 5.5-liter flat-plane crank V8, the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 ever put in a production car. It is the ultimate evolution of American speed, capable of slaying hypercars 5 times its price. So, why do we care? Why does a hunk of steel and a gallon of gasoline mean so much? Because in America, a car isn't just a tool for transportation. It's a tool for transformation. It represents the first time you felt the kick of a V8 in your chest. It represents the late nights in the garage with your father, and the audacity to believe we can build the fastest, loudest, and boldest machines on the planet. These cars are the artifacts of our ambition. They remind us that the horizon is never the end, it's just a challenge. The road is open. The tank is full. And the next chapter of this legend? That is for you to write. Keep the dream alive. Keep the rubber burning.